Federal government will work with state governments to get valid data of poor people in Nigeria. Governor Malam Umar Namadi appoints 6 technical advisors. From the international scene, floods kill 32 people in Niger Republic. Good evening, listeners. Today is Friday, 9th Safar 1445 after Hijrah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, which is equivalent to 25th August 2023. I am Salma Adam Iko with the news. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged Nigerians to vote out governors who performed below their expectations. Bola Tinubu made the appeal during a meeting with some Islamic scholars yesterday. The clerics met the president to request the federal government to monitor the distribution of palliatives given to states to cushion the effect of removal of fuel subsidy. But the president said he lacks the powers to give such orders, saying that governors are closer to the people. President Tinubu, however, said he could only appeal to governors to implement the orders given to them. He disclosed that the micro, small, and medium enterprises will get more palliatives. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has rejoiced with Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum as he marks his 54th year of age birthday today. The president, in a statement by his spokesman Ajuri Ngalali, felicitated with families, friends, and associates of the beloved political leader, whose vision and selfless diligence he said continued to inspire. President Tinubu said the Borno State Governor had redefined leadership in Nigeria by fully committing to the welfare and security of his constituents above all considerations, driving a message of renewed hope in both the young and the old, even as he rebuilds institutions and infrastructure that were torn apart by many years of insurgency. The president also noted that the courageous zeal of the young administrative icon in bringing comprehensive change, which dates back to his tenure as an educationist holding many positions. Bola Ahmed Tinubu prayed for more years of strength, courage, and wisdom for Governor Zulum. The Vice President Kashim Shettima says Nigeria remains committed to collaborating with China and African countries to ensure that the objectives of the partnership are achieved for the benefit of both parties. Shettima stated this at the China-Africa Leaders Roundtable Dialogue meeting on the margins of the BRICS Summit in Johannesburg, South Africa. He said Nigeria welcomes the new initiatives introduced by Chinese authorities, which include supporting and promoting the modernization of Africa's agriculture and agribusiness sectors. He commended the existing partnership between China and Africa, particularly the 3 newly identified initiatives and priority areas of cooperation between China and Africa in the areas of agriculture, industrialization, and human capacity development. Shettima, who praised the commitment of China, added that Nigeria firmly endorses China and anticipates forging a close collaboration with the Chinese authorities, the African Union, and all other stakeholders. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation Bita Edu says the federal government intends to work closely with state governors, local government and community leaders to verify and update the social register of the country. Edu made this known while speaking with newsmen today, noting that this is to aid the humanitarian ministry's plan of lifting millions of Nigerians out of poverty. She said the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs are going to verify and update, and they are going to work with the governors and local governments so that they can own it. She mentioned that one of the challenges which they raised was that they were not involved in the process of really getting the poorest of the poor. According to Edu, the ministry would work thoroughly with the National Economic Council to verify, remove, update, and then bring it back so that the national, state, and local government can boldly proclaim ownership, easing other social safety net interventions for poor Nigerians. The Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa says Nigerian military will avenge killing of its personnel who were ambushed at Zungeru Tegina Road in Niger State on August 14th. Sawaba Radio had reported how soldiers engaging terrorists were shot dead while an aircraft on rescue mission subsequently crashed. The military had last week disclosed that a total of 36 personnel of the military paid supreme price during the ambush, which occurred on Zungeru Tegina Road and the crash in Chukuba area of Shiroro, all in Niger State. The defense chief said none of those adversaries will go scot-free, saying they would be hunted down by all means. Christopher Musa said they joined the family members in their griefs, adding that the death of their loved ones will not be in vain. Minister of Defense Abubakar Badaru and his counterpart Minister of State Bello Matawalle, as well as all the service chiefs, paid last respect to the military personnel recently killed in Niger State. The personnel paid supreme price when they are ambushed by terrorists at Zungeru to Tegina Road in Niger. Family members of the deceased and the top echelon of the Nigerian military converged on the military cemetery in Abuja yesterday for funeral. Some bandits have demanded 4 million naira as ransom to secure the release of one of the National Youth Service Corps members abducted within Zamfara State territory. The armed bandits reportedly abducted 8 members of the National Youth Service Corps along a highway within Zamfara State. The recent graduates were said to have been traveling with an Akwa Ibom Transport Company bus from Oyo, Akwa Ibom to Sokoto State to take part in the mandatory national service when their vehicles was intercepted. The bandit called with their number to inform him about the abduction of corps members and asked him to pay 4 million naira to secure her release. The police command in Zamfara State has yet to comment on the abduction. The news is coming to you from studio of Sawaba Radio. More of the news after the short break. Do stay.
This is News on the Hour, Sawaba Radio FM. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. Governor Malam Umar Namadi has approved the appointment of 6 technical advisors. This was contained in the statement signed by the Secretary to the Government of Jigawa State, Malam Bala Ibrahim. The technical advisors include Dr. Risilan Abdulaziz Kenya as technical advisor on ICT and digital economy, Malam Isha Srajo, technical advisor on health, Dr. Saifullahi Umar as technical advisor on agriculture. Others are Dr. Muharaz Muhammad Nasir as technical advisor on environment, Engineer Suraja A. Musa as technical advisor on power and renewable energy, and Dr. Abdullahi Dogo Abubakar as technical advisor on education. Malam Bala Ibrahim said the appointment of the technical advisors was based on merit, competence, and personal integrity. The Secretary to the Government of Jigawa State also urged them to be good ambassadors of the Governor Namadi's administration wherever they found themselves within and outside the state. The statement said all the appointments take immediate effect. Jigawa State Government has declared Monday, August 28, 2023 as Work-Free Day in commemoration of the 32nd anniversary of the creation of the state. This was contained in the statement signed by the state head of civil service Alhaji Hussein Ali Kila. According to the statement, Governor Malam Umar Namadi congratulated the civil servants and entire people of the state on the occasion. Statement further enjoined the people to pray for the state and the country at large while celebrating the day. He advised public servants and the entire people of the state to utilize the one-day break in thanking the Almighty Allah for a conducive atmosphere, peaceful coexistence, and to also pray for sound execution of the present administration's policies, programs, and projects. Jigawa State was created out of the old Kano State on Tuesday, 27th August 1991, during the military President General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. Still in Jigawa State House of Assembly Committee on Local Government yesterday commences oversight visit of the 27 local government in the state, starting with Ringim local government area. The chairman of the committee, Alhaji Aminu Zakari, stated this at the local government secretariat. He said the visit was meant to assess administrative procedure, cash flow, capital project, and relationship between the executive and the legislature, among others, to ensure the smooth running of the local government affairs. He said the visit will serve as an avenue to provide advice and guidance to assist local government councils towards the successful achievement of their mandate. In his response, the chairman, Ringim Local Government Council, Alhaji Shehu Sula Udi, expressed the hope for the visit to add more value toward the development of the area and pledged to implement the recommendations of the committee. From Jigawa to Bauchi State Government, through the Minister of Health, has confirmed the death of 26 persons from diphtheria outbreak, with 180 suspected cases recorded across the state. The executive chairman of Bauchi State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Rulwanu Muhammad, disclosed this today while giving an update on the Bauchi State diphtheria outbreak. Muhammad explained that 4 out of the 26 deaths were confirmed diphtheria, and the remaining 22 present signs or symptoms and complications of diphtheria following the outcome of result of tests conducted on the patient. The chairman said that the suspected cases were being investigated to ascertain the confirmed cases, adding that health personnel had been trained to handle the outbreak and disease surveillance team deployed for active case search across the state. He said a total of 180 suspected cases were reported from Bauchi, with 7 cases, Dambam with 32 cases, Darazo with 2 cases, Itas with 5, Jama'are with 104 cases, Katagun with 17 cases, Misau with 9, Ganjua with 1, Gaide with 1, and Ningi with 1 case each. Of the 180 suspected cases reported, 3.9% were lab confirmed and 166 were clinically compatible. The chairman noted that the state had commenced a vaccination exercise in some local government areas in order to contain the outbreak. Away from Nigeria, the United Nations says the war in Sudan is having a devastating impact on the whole country and could trip the entire region into a humanitarian catastrophe. Fighting between the army and a paramilitary force began in April and is spreading. United Nations says hundreds of thousands of children are severely malnourished and are at imminent risk of death if left untreated. United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator says hunger, diseases, and displacement are threatening to totally destroy Sudan. There have been many grim reports about the impact of the war, but humanitarian coordinator is suggesting that if the fighting between the army and the rapid support forces continues, the whole region will face the consequences. This week, the charity Save the Children said because of the violence, it had been forced to close down dozens of its nutrition facilities. It said more than 30,000 children were missing out on treatment, and as a result, close to 500 had died. The state-owned ANP news agency reported flood caused by torrential rains have killed 32 people in Niger in recent months. Tohua, southern part of the region, is the most beraved with 12 dead, followed by Maradi with 10 and Zinder with 6, the report said, citing updated figures from a Department of the Interior Ministry. 2 deaths were reported in Tilaberi, 1 in Niamey, the capital, and 1 in Dipa, southeastern region. According to the report, 9 were killed after the houses they were staying in is collapsed, while 23 perished by drowning. Deadly torrential rains hit landlocked Niger every rainy season, which generally lasts between 3 and 4 months from mid-June to mid-October. The coup leader in Niger, General Abdurrahman Chiani, has signed an order allowing the fellow military government of Mali and Burkina Faso to send their troops into his country to help defend against an attack. The announcement was made after the foreign ministers of Burkina Faso, Olivier Rwamba, and Mali, Abdoulaye Diépo, visited General Chiani in Niamey yesterday. The West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS has threatened to use force to reinstate the democratically elected president of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, who was deposed by a group of army officers last month. It has been trying to negotiate with the coup leaders but has warned it's ready to send troops if diplomacy fails. And we wrap up the news with this and a recap of the major stories. Federal government will work with the state government to get valid data of poor people in Nigeria. Governor Malam Umar Namadi appoints 6 technical advisors in the state. Flood killed 32 people in Niger Republic. On behalf of the news department and the news editor Haruna Ahmad Bultua, I am Salma Adam Iko. Thank you for listening.